For those of you who haven't seen my posts on Instagram and on Facebook, I have been doing the daily astrological energies as fairy tales. And it seemed to me that it would make a lot more sense if people got a fairy tale that would sort of illustrate how the energies might play out in certain situations of the day. And Clyde has been asking me to read one of those stories and do one of those stories live for you. So, without any more ado, here is Clyde reading the story of the turtle and his shell. Are we ready? Yeah, go ahead. The Turtle and His Shell. Once there was a sea turtle who didn't like his shell. He saw all of the other fish in the ocean and how colorful they were, and he was jealous of them. The royal-looking Moorish idol with his black and yellow stripes, the regal Tang with his sublime blue hues, the dazzling lionfish with its awe-inspiring sunset of color. In comparison to these, his shell was so dull and boring, he felt plain, unremarkable, and drab. It didn't help things that the other fish made him feel self-conscious about his appearance. Whenever he would try to swim with a school of colorful fish, they would look down on him and say cruel things to him. You read the fish part. All right. Why are you trying to swim with us, you peasant? They said. The turtle, who just wanted to make friends, said, I just thought I'd introduce myself. I am... We know who you are, the bright clownfish said. You are that horrible old turtle who's always trying to be part of our group. Don't you know when you're in over your head? I don't understand, the turtle said. We're all sea creatures, and I thought... We know what you thought, said a stunning mandarin fish. When he moved, the light caught his scales, and he looked as if he were made of mother of pearl. The difference is, we're beautiful and you're not. Stay in your own league. I think there's some plankton over there that you'd fit in beautifully with. They weren't very nice. No, they weren't. They all laughed and thought they were very clever, as superficial people do. The turtle was very sad and lonely, and thought that if he looked more like other fish, that he would have all of the love and friendship he could ever want, which, as you know, never works. But he was determined to do something about his shell. There was a rumor that there was a human up on land who would give you any kind of shell you wanted if you were willing to trade something of value for it. The sea turtle had a pearl. A pearl that had been left to him by his mother. It had been left to her by her father, and to him by his mother. It had been passed down for so many generations that no one remembered how old the pearl really was, or who originally found it. It was blue, like my hair, and remarkable, and there was really nothing else like it in all the sea. The turtle decided he would go to the human and see if he would be willing to trade his pearl for a brand new shell, a colorful shell. Now, it was an air day with earth, fire, lunar influences. I like how you got the astrology in there. Could you please read? That meant it was a day that favored thieves. It was a burning day, which is likely to bring suffering. Aside from that, it was good for agriculture. Anything having to do with cultivation of the land, planting and sowing seeds, undertaking projects, building, and so forth. It was excellent for all business and exchange, which the turtle was counting on, and for relating to other people and building permanent relationships. The lunar day, a 7, favored friendliness, and the turtle was very friendly. It was an auspicious day for building and purchasing things and undertaking new projects, and might have gone much better for the turtle had it not also favored thieves. Traveling on this day was also very favorable, and it was good for business and exchange of all kinds. But one must always keep one's head in business and ask themselves, whom? Yeah, that's the correct form. That's proper language. Whom is this exchange really good for? Don't you think? You see, it's never smart to take the astrological energies for granted and pay attention to only the portion of the energies that favor our desires. It was also a favorable day for journeys. So, you can already see where the conflicting energy might set the poor turtle in a tricky position. All right, I'll do that for you. Thank you. You went too far. I'm sorry. The turtle swam to the surface and found the beach where it was rumored the human came to set up his wares. The turtle found him right where he was supposed to be. He was a short and exceedingly thin man with dark eyes and a very long and dirty beard. He wore glasses and looked sandy like the beach, and had a hard-looking expression on his face. He sat on the beach, surrounded by many magical and marvelous things that were very colorful. Paper bags with red and yellow arches on them, bright metal cans with red and white stripes, clear plastic packages, and many other shiny and wonderful things. There was a cardboard sign next to the man on which were scrawled the words, "Marvelous Treasures." Now, the man was sitting there with a little barbecue grill by his side. He was grilling hamburgers, though it was a 7 Miwa day. What's a Miwa? A magic square. You need help? Please. 7 Miwa Day was a day to avoid the slaughter of animals, trading with meat, and in particular, cooking red meat. It was also bad for stealing. Fire pujas. What's a puja? It's you've seen a puja. It's a ritual. It's a fire ritual. Oh yes. Fire pujas and aggression. Making war on your enemies. But men like this rarely care about what is or isn't good for themselves or for others, and they always seem to get away with taking what is not theirs and hoarding it. Invariably, however, when things go wrong for them, it's always someone else's fault. I've seen people like this. Go ahead. It's best to watch your desire around such people, for they always take advantage of those desires and get the better of you. If you don't manage those desires. The 7 Miwa Day also made it good for making offerings to local deities, favorable for local deities and not favorable for starting a fight. But then, men and women like this pray and make offerings only when they fear they will lose what they have already stolen from others. The sea turtle asked the man about some of his riches. He pointed to the plastic that holds a 6-pack of aluminum cans together first, and he asked what it was. "This," the man said, rubbing his dirty beard, "this is for fish who have a lot of children. Parents can put 6 fish in it and keep them all swimming together." "How clever," the turtle said in amazement. He then pointed to a plastic grocery bag. "And what is that?" he asked. I'll get it. "That? Frogs eat it, and then it fills with air, and they can puff up much larger than normal to scare the predators away and to get them better mates." "How practical," the turtle said, and looked at the bag in wonder. "Was there something specific you were looking for?" the man asked. "Yes," the turtle said a little sheepishly. "I was looking for a new shell, one that is more colorful than what I have right now. Do you have anything like that?" The dirty man ran his hand through his beard again. He was smoking cigarettes now, and paused to make it look like he was being thoughtful. "Absolutely," the man said after a minute or two. "Wait right here." The man got up and he walked across the parking lot, the beach, to the parking lot, and went to his car. The sea turtle waited in rapt anticipation. He was really going to get a new shell. He saw the man returning with something that was bright and shiny, and the turtle's delight heightened. Okay, all right. Right there. The man set an old motorcycle helmet with a broken visor down in front of the turtle. It was painted red, yellow, and orange flames on the side of it, and those flames were faded. The turtle stared at it as if it were the greatest treasure he had ever seen. "It's perfect for you," the man said. "You'll have the finest turtle shell in the ocean, and everyone will envy you. Look at those colors. Look at that craftsmanship. See this?" The man pointed inside the helmet, and it said "Made in China" on a label. "It came all the way from the Orient," the man said. "Oh my," the turtle said in wonder, and then clapped his flippers in glee. "The Orient! I would like to buy that from you, please, he said. The turtle pulled the blue pearl from out of his shell and held it up to the light. The way the sun caught it made it a mesmerizing wonder. It shimmered and glowed like magic and looked like something not of this earth. "Will this do for an exchange?" the turtle asked. When the man saw the perfect pearl, he nearly choked on his own ravenous greed. He had never seen anything more flawless or luminous. And yet, he was not only a thief, he was a heartless thief. He wanted everything the turtle had. Oh, I'm sorry. You've got to pay attention. Oh, could you go ahead, please? "That's not enough," the man said. "The shell is high quality and extremely valuable that I'm trying to sell you. I want the pearl and your shell too." When the man asked for the shell, the turtle had a bad feeling in the pit of his stomach. It had never occurred to him that he would have to give up the home he had lived in from his birth. What if the new shell doesn't work?" the turtle asked. "No problem," the man said. "Just bring it back and I'll give you a full refund." The turtle hesitated for a moment while he stared at the helmet. Despite the feeling inside him that told him to just walk away, he handed the man the pearl, then painfully tore himself from his shell and pushed it toward the man with his nose. "Here you go," he said. All right, I got it. The man said, "It was a pleasure doing business with you." Then he grabbed the pearl and the shell and started to walk quickly away, back towards his car. "Sir," the turtle shouted, "where are you going? You will stay in case the new shell doesn't work out, won't you?" "Sir?" But the man was gone. He hopped into his car, started it up, and drove away. The little turtle was incredibly nervous now. He was unsure if he had done the right thing. He tried to stuff himself in the new shell, but he did not quite fit. It was the wrong size and there were lots of gaps in it. He dragged it awkwardly back in the ocean and pulled it into the water. He caught a wave and it took him out to sea. The helmet was heavy, clumsy. He immediately missed the sleek and beautiful design of his own shell. He realized too late what he had taken for granted. He tried to swim with the new shell, but the helmet immediately filled with water and dragged him down to the ocean. All right. The full import of what he had done suddenly hit him as the helmet sank to the bottom and wedged firmly into the sand. No matter how hard he pulled or tugged, the helmet couldn't get No matter how hard he pulled or tugged at the helmet, he couldn't get it unstuck. He slipped out of the shell and swam back towards the surface. He wanted his old shell back and was hoping maybe the man had come back to the beach, but no such luck. The thief was gone, and the turtle was vulnerable. He was so vulnerable without his shell that a blue marlin, who had been following him up from the bottom of the ocean, came up under him and snapped the naked turtle into his jaws and gobbled him up. And the turtle's last lesson in life was to learn the true value of what he'd had and how foolish he was to throw it away. That's very sad. And it's what a lot of people are doing. We all take for granted our gifts and what we really have, and so many of us like to wish for something else or think that someone else has it better of us. If we all just appreciated what we had, imagine how powerful we could all be. Yes, that's right. Thank you for reading that, Clyde. Thank you for writing it. If you guys want to know what your fairy tale is and you want to know a little bit more about Tibetan astrology and you want to know how your Tibetan astrology set conditions up for you when you were born to live the fairy tale that you're currently living, contact me, 779-302-8009 or conjurehope@gmail.com. Clyde will be helping me with your astrology. Yes, I will. You guys have a fantastic day, and remember, your gifts are your gifts, no one else's, and it behooves us to appreciate what we have and cultivate it to bring it to its full potential.